Hello, Will Perry here. I hope you are well. Have you ever been frozen by fear? Want to do something, but the fear just grabs you, takes your feet away, makes them feel weak and just wobbly, and your stomach, and you're short of breath, and your heartbeat's going, your breath is short, and you're just scared, and you can't do anything. Well, a client of mine came to me, a previous client of mine who had my online program, asking for help because she had identified through the program that, and she was very knowledgeable. She did lots of research. That she knew about narcissism, emotional abuse. She'd identified her patterns. She'd identified the patterns in her husband, and she knew that she wanted to leave. But every time she tried to leave, she experienced this fear, frozen in fear, just wasn't able to move forward. So that's why she asked for my help on my kind of coaching, specific coaching, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later. But she came to me for that specific help to be able to get over her own patterns because she was struggling. She had left once before, about a year ago, and what she'd done is the only way she could do it, because she hated the confrontation so much. The thought of it, and she'd be gripped by this fear. She wouldn't be able to get the words out. What she did was leave a note saying, "I'm off." So she avoided the conversation, the difficult conversation. Might not be the best way. I've gone, taken the kid, and it wasn't as extreme as that. She didn't stop contact. She got another flat. She went to another flat. So, and the law in that country that she's in is really advanced. It's 50-50, it assumes 50-50 split for both parents. And that had worked out amicably and well. The conversations were all right. He blamed her a lot for her mental health, but she was free, So you'd think that would be the end of the story. Why is she asking me for help? Because the time thing is, she realised she'd wasted a lot of time. Because what happened is, then what happens with narcissists, if you've looked into that, when they feel they're losing control, what they'll do is reel you in by being nice, by being sorry, by being responsible, by being vulnerable, by saying the right things, by saying they're missing you so much, they're going to do everything by going to therapy, by saying it's working, and it draws you in, and it drew her back in, and then it went back to normal. Over a period of time, it went back to normal, and then she realised she wasted more time and was worse than before, because she realised everything. She'd been through everything, and now she was living back in the family home, yet paying for it wasn't a single bed, but paying for an apartment that she wasn't using. And she was more frustrated than ever, having been more sure about the patterns of his narcissism than ever. So she'd wasted a lot of time. And she felt like every time she tried to have this conversation, it was like wading through treacle. She knew she should have the conversation. She knew she had to take control. She knew she had to stand up for herself, speak out, express herself. But it was like wading through treacle. That's meant to be treacle. Wading through treacle, and every time she thought about it, that's the thought bubble. It's like, and she gets stuck. And she couldn't, and that's why she asked for help. Now, this comes with a warning, because sometimes in these situations, you kind of make it so obvious that you're not happy, but you wait and you wait and you wait until they say something. You make it so obvious that they say, "You want out, don't you? You're not happy here, are you?" And then you let it all happen and unfold in front of you. And I'm speaking from experience, unfold in front of you and personal experience. I've done this. I'm guilty of this. That you kind of avoid the confrontation by making somebody else do it. And it's not the best way. Like the note wasn't the best way. Maybe this isn't the best way. But it's a quick fix, if you like. Because what happens is that if you do separate that way, and they have the conversation, maybe they take the decisions and everything, and then you let it unfold, and you do separate. The warning is that you take your shit with you. You take your bag of crap, and that bag of crap represents the gift in your head, which is your thingamajigs, your negative thingamajigs in your subconscious. I call them thingamajigs. Your negative beliefs, your negative core beliefs, which drive you and attract these kind of relationships where you give away your control. to the partners who actually like to take control. Now, you'd think that's a good balance, but it isn't, because you remain out of control and they remain in control. And then the imbalance isn't good and it makes you unhappy, and it's you're not being fulfilled. You're kind of people pleasing. And this is the people I help, the people pleasers, which is a lovely trait, but you undermine yourself. You kind of limit yourself hugely. So if you let it unfold and get out and escape out of a relationship, the warning is that you still carry that bag of crap with you, which is these negative patterns that you will repeat history again and again. I speak from experience, and this wastes a huge amount of time, because you realize, and it can take years to realize, that you're creating, realize I'm saying realize it quite a few times, that you're creating the same patterns. And it's like, oh my God, different place, the same crap, different place. You realize that you're making the same patterns, maybe in a different relationship with a different person. It's like, how can that be? Because of your belief system, because of the negative core beliefs that you hold about yourself. That's your bag of crap, and you carry it with you wherever you go in life, and it affects every aspect of life. So that comes with a huge warning. Sometimes it's easy to avoid those really difficult conversations, that confrontation that can have you frozen by fear. But unless you tackle that and get over that, it's going to be like wading through treacle. But guess what? You're going to go through life carrying that with you everywhere, because it's in your subconscious. You don't know about it. You don't know why you do certain things, why you attract certain people. And it takes a lot of exploration, a lot of work to actually get to the bottom of it. And that's what she was asking help for. And this is how I help. It's the 90-day blueprint, coaching blueprint. And obviously very intense, very specific, completely tailored. And it's about separating you from the bag of crap that you're holding with you in your future. So you don't go into your future with the same pattern, attracting the same controlling people, giving away your control. And that's an empowering place to be, that you're separated from that crap, and now you can create new stuff, more positive beliefs, more positive actions, be able to speak up, be able to represent yourself in a better way, be able to have confrontations, because you need to sometimes. You need to be able to say no sometimes. And that's what she came to me for, to be able to get through and break through that pattern, to be able to speak her mind, to be able to say how she felt and how it's like it's never going to work, and we need to sort out and separate and sort out how we're going to make this work for our child in the future and everything, so we can both be happy, but separate. And she's starting to design a pattern, a future for herself that speaks to her, that she's loving. And within the 90-day, towards the end, because there was a lot of work to do, she did it. She took control. She said, right, that's it. She had that confrontation, that conversation, and of course it wasn't as bad as she thought it. As she feared, because she was frozen in fear. And of course it's never as bad, but you have to take that action. You have to take that step. Otherwise you're carrying your crap into your future. So she's, cut that crap away. And that empowers her. That's a very exciting thing for the future. It has taken an investment from her, and a commitment. So not just a financial investment, but an investment to really invest in her future. It's taken a commitment to actually take action, and taking that action, not just going, oh, I know what I should do, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hide, and actually taking that action. But guess what? That equals empowerment, and that's where she's now. She's empowered from me being able to help and guide her and take her through 3 key steps, but in an entirely bespoke one-to-one way. Quite intense process, but in that 90 days she's gone from that frozen to that now empowered. So if you'd like to hear more about this, I just wanted to share that, because it's a very different thing for a very different person for a specific thing. And it's often in this situation where somebody is, so it's something you need to work on, but you've been avoiding for so long. You've been putting off, and your body shuts down. And that's why these bags of crap, this negative core programming, is so powerful, because it literally shuts down your body. It does all those physical things. It can give you a panic attack. It can give you depression. It can give you anxiety. Everything it can do everything to stop you taking the action. It's protecting you, but it's protecting you from the wrong thing. It's all reversed. So that's what she needed to work on. And that's if you're interested in this, that's you've got something specific to work on that you've been struggling so much with, and that's maybe where for you a 90-day blueprint coaching can help. It's intensive, it's more expensive, but it's programmed, and I've got guarantees in place to guarantee you get the results. Of course, if you put the work in, if you're but I'll guarantee that for you. So if you're putting the work in, I'll extend it by a period if something happens. If yeah. So I put guarantees in place to make it work. Anyway, you can find out more about that. But I just wanted to share the story because I think it's a lovely story, and I feel honoured to be able to work with somebody so intensely, so closely, to get them a result in relatively quick terms. It's a lovely thing. Anyway, that's enough from me. If you want to find out more, by all means, get in contact. Find out about how this 90-day blueprint works, and it's completely bespoke, very intense way to work, but it's one I love, and it gets results, and it's a lovely thing. But you have to be ready. Have to be able to commit. Yeah, you have to be able to invest and take action. But it's a hugely empowering thing. Thank you very much. Hope you are well. Enjoy the rest of your day, and speak to you soon. All right, many thanks. Bye-bye.